How many friends do you actually have? Not Discord members or people who like your posts or the group chat that's gone silent for 3 months. I mean real ones. The kind who show up at 2 a.m. if you called them, the kind who'd still be around if you lost everything tomorrow, your money, your status, the things that make you fun to be around. Take a second. Really think about that number. For most people, it shrinks fast. And that's not because people are bad, it's because we've completely confused who's actually a friend with who's just around. Let's talk about it. Here's something most of us don't want to admit. A lot of the people we call friends are just people we happen to share a situation with. Same school, same game lobby, job, Discord server you joined for one game 3 years ago and never left. You talk to them because they're there, not because there's an actual bond. And the second that shared things disappears, you graduate, you quit the game, you switch servers, the friendship just kind of evaporates. No falling out, no drama, just silence. Because it was never really built on anything beyond convenience in the first place. That's not a real friendship. That's two people surviving boredom together. But here's why we hold on to those anyway. Being alone feels terrifying. So we'd rather have 20 people we can group call than admit we don't actually have one person we could call when things are genuinely bad. A full friends list means nothing if none of them would actually pick up. So what actually makes someone a real friend? To me, it's simple. It's someone who's on your wavelength. Someone who actually wants to see you win, not someone who just tolerates you winning. Here's how you know the difference. Tell a fake friend about a big goal you have and watch their face. They'll laugh it off, tell you to relax, tell you you're being too much. Why? Because your effort makes their lack of effort visible. If you actually pull it off, it proves they could have too. They just didn't try. A real friend reacts completely differently. You tell them your big goal and the response is, okay, how do we get there? No jealousy or competition underneath it. Your win is genuinely their win too. And that kind of person is rare. Genuinely. But here's the part that stings a little. If you want a friend like that, you have to actually be one. You can't expect someone to show up for you at 2 a.m. if you've never once shown up for them. You can't demand loyalty while being completely wrapped up in your own life. Being a good friend takes effort. It means listening when you'd rather talk about yourself, showing up to their wins even when your own life feels like it's falling apart, and being honest with them even when it's uncomfortable. A fake friend watches you make a bad decision and says nothing because they don't want the friction. A real one looks you in the eye and tells you the truth, even if it causes an argument, because they care more about you long term than about keeping things smooth right now. I want to be honest with you about something. There was a point where I had a really solid friend. Someone I genuinely considered close. We got along easily, similar humor, interests, the kind of friendship that felt effortless. And I got comfortable. Too comfortable. I started taking it for granted. I'd cancel plans last minute because something more interesting came up. I'd brush off things going on in their life because I was too caught up in my own. I just assumed they'd always be there, no matter how I treated the friendship. And the thing about good people, when you take them for granted, they usually don't blow up at you. They don't yell or confront you. They just quietly start pulling away. A text takes longer to come back, the plans stop happening as often, and by the time you actually notice, the distance is already there. That's exactly what happened. By the time I realized how one-sided I'd let things become, it was already too late to fully fix it. And that kind of regret sticks with you. It changes how you see every friendship after that. We walk around acting like good people are replaceable, like there's always going to be another one, but someone who actually has your back, who wants to see you do well, who tells you the truth even when it's hard, that's not common. That's rare. And rare things deserve actual effort, not just assumptions. Now here's the other side of this conversation that nobody really talks about. Sometimes the problem isn't that you're taking someone for granted, sometimes it's that you've genuinely outgrown them. You know the friend, you've known them forever, maybe since school, maybe since your early gaming days. You used to do everything together, but now you're trying to build something, work on yourself, chase a goal, get your life together, move on, move forward. And every time you hang out with them, it's just complaining, drama, and wasted time. You leave feeling drained instead of recharged. And here's what I need you to hear. It's okay to outgrow people. That doesn't make you a bad person, and it doesn't make them a bad person either. It just means that chapter of that friendship has ended. If you force yourself to stay close to someone purely out of guilt or nostalgia, you're going to end up resenting them. And you'll end up holding yourself back trying to keep someone comfortable who isn't even trying to grow. Letting that distance happen naturally isn't betrayal. Sometimes it's the most respectful thing you can do. For both of you. Here's a real test of whether a friendship is solid. How does it survive conflict? Fake friendships are fragile. They run entirely on good vibes and convenience. You know the ones that you've seen in high school when you're walking down the hallway and you see three people bickering. You know, you can tell. that friendship probably isn't going to last a long time. The second there's tension or a disagreement, an unanswered text, a time you had to say no because you needed to rest, the whole thing just falls apart. They guilt trip you, they go quiet, they talk behind your back instead of just talking straight to you. A real friendship can take a hit and recover. You've probably been genuinely annoyed at your closest friend before, and the friendship survived because you both cared enough to actually talk it out instead of disappearing. And one thing I think is seriously underrated, the best friendships are low maintenance. We've been taught that if you're not texting someone constantly, the friendship is dying. But the truth is, the friendships that last the longest are usually the ones that can survive silence. You can go weeks without talking and pick right back up like no time passed at all. No guilt, no, oh, you finally remembered I exist, just understanding. That's not a weak friendship. That's actually one of the strongest kinds there is. And here's the part I really want you to take from this video. Check on your friends. Actually check on them. Not the generic, hey, you good? Text you send and forget about 5 seconds later. I mean, really ask. Really listen to the answer. Notice when someone's been quieter than usual. Notice when someone stopped showing up the way they used to. People are really good at hiding when they're not okay. Especially the ones who are always checking on everyone else. The friend who's always there for you might be the one who needs someone to be there for them and just never says it. I've learned that the smallest check-in can mean more to someone than you'll ever know. A simple message, a call instead of a text, showing up even when it's inconvenient for you. Don't wait for someone to fall apart before you check on them. Check on the ones who seem fine too. Sometimes those are exactly the ones who need it the most. That's what separates a real friend from someone who just happens to be around. A real friend pays attention, even when nothing's wrong, especially when nothing seems wrong. At the end of everything, your life isn't going to be remembered by what you built alone. It's going to be remembered by who was standing next to you while you built it. So look at the people around you right now. Not the whole list or the server, the real ones. The ones who'd actually show up. And ask yourself if you've been showing up for them the way they've shown up for you. If you have someone like that in your life, protect it. Check on them. Be honest with them. Show up even when it's inconvenient. And if you've been the person just coasting through friendships, taking good people for granted, it's never too late to change that. Starting today. Be someone worth keeping around. That was our conversation topic for today. Stay tuned for more. If you enjoyed, like the video and subscribe. We'll chat again soon. Peace.